Meat City, baby.
Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another episode of Kicking Aces here in World of Tanks. And today we are on Severogorsk on a standard battle. And this is one of the new maps that recently got added to the game pretty recently. And new, I guess, should be in air quotes because we used to have the map and then it got removed and now it's back again. So a new recent map in air quotes. And today we are in the TNH 105-1000. This is the Tier 8 Czechoslovakian heavy tank. And I recently had a video from its younger brother, the 44-1, putting up a really good battle on the Mines map, and this is the tank that you graduate into. Working my way through the line, and again, it's a weird line for me because it's not my typical play style. It is a run-of-the-mill, for lack of a better term, heavy tank, in that it's got a standard heavy tank gun, it's got okay, decent armor, but nothing super special, nothing crazy about this tank. Certainly at the level that I'm using. I think this gets a 2-shot autoloader when it's fully upgraded, but I do not have that currently in this battle. This is not a fully upgraded tank for me. And so it's just a good, solid tank, but when it's top tier, as we are in this battle, this is just a tier 8 battle, then it can use its armor. It can be an effective damage sponge, and you can put it in positions where the enemy team will struggle to penetrate your armor, and then you can effectively trade in this tank and start to bully and push and get yourself into a position to really have an impact on the battle. So I've played this map a couple of times since its return. I played it obviously a bunch when it first came out in that session years and years ago, and it's a little bit weird on how the battles are playing out. I don't remember them being this way when the map first came out. I think they moved the spawn locations since then. So when you spawn in the southwest, you can kind of push through the mountain range on this side, but then the enemy, they always kind of push west along the A line, and then you have this weird battle where we have the high ground and we're shooting down, but their artillery can support if you over push, and it's this weird kind of diametric, it's not a symmetrical battle where each side is kind of dug in evenly. There's a low ground and a high ground, and they're all spread out kind of along the A line depending on how aggressively they push. Sometimes they push all the way to A1 and get up behind you so that you have to go down the hill and curl around to find them. It's really interesting how it plays out. So what I'm trying to do is just have my turret exposed here from the tanks that are below me. I think there's an Indian Panzer that's down low, and you can see there, he can only shoot at my turret. He's gonna have trouble penetrating from that angle, and I can shoot through his turret pretty reliably. So that's a great situation to be in, a great position to be in this tank, where we're above, shooting down at weaker, less armored targets, and they're firing ineffectively into our turret. So all that is going pretty well for now, and our team is doing well. Also, we are up 2 tanks here. The battle is kind of progressing slowly, but things are looking pretty good. Neither flank is folding. Both flanks seem pretty evenly matched, with us having a slight advantage. So one of my allies there, who was kind of bumping and jockeying with me for the space. You can't have a lot of tanks here in this position. It's a little bit of a limited cover area. So I was there, and we were kind of trying to work together to trade shots whenever we were reloaded, but he got caught by the Borsig, and then I see the Borsig and was able to finish off that very sneaky German Tier 8 tank destroyer and get that dangerous gun out of the battle. So that helps. That's one of those second line support tanks. These guys down low are doing the spotting. That Borsig, if he didn't fire, was staying hidden, and then he could let out a big shell whenever he had a good opportunity to put in a clean hit. So he goes out. Finally, I do get hit by the artillery. There's 2 artillery on the enemy team, and they have just been raining fire on my position the entire time. If I was up forward a little bit, there's that bigger cliff face that I could be kind of using for cover from the artillery. In this spot, there's no real protection from artillery. So keep that in mind. I probably shouldn't be here, or this position now is a much better one with that higher cliff face. Yes, you can see there, artillery tries to hit me and hits the top of that more jagged slope, which is providing some decent protection. So we wait, shots come in. I feel like I've got an opportunity to press. My teammates go, I'm gonna go with him. I don't want him to sit down there and be sacrificed. So we get a shot into the ISM and secure a kill. And I'm pushing here on the T25/2, and I think he bounced me. That tank does not have much armor. So surprising to see a bounce. I must have hit a really, really well-angled surface there for that to go off. And now, looks like we're all set. 10-5, we're pushing into the base. There's 2 artillery in there. Let's get in there. Let's clean them up. There's the first one. It is a French tier 7 artillery piece. We put in 1 shot, waiting for our reload. I should have gone with a high explosive shell there. Doesn't matter. I put the second shot in, don't get the kill, but a follow-up shot for my ally does. One of the artilleries is down. And then things get a little bit weird. A light tank on the enemy team, one of those EBRs, is running around, and they're so hard to hit because they're so fast and their movement is so jerky. And as I'm shooting at them, I get hit by the arty for a decent chunk, and then I also get hit by the tank destroyer of the enemy team. Now it's 9-3. It's looking like this should be clean and easy, no problem, but we're not quite there yet. That light tank is hard to hit. I think that tank destroyer is on full health, and the artillery is just ruining my day. Thankfully, at the last second there, I straightened out a little bit to get my frontal armor towards that shell. And boy, I think that just saved me. I'm left on 12 hit points after that last splash from the artillery. If I had been turned more and took that more on the side, very well could have been the end of me in this battle. So I pull back for a second, break line of sight. I don't want the artillery to know where I am because now anything in my vicinity is going to take me out. So I want to wait. And I want to be support now. I was leading the charge. I was tanking damage. We cannot do that anymore. And I don't want to throw my gun away. I don't want to be the thing that they see first so that they shoot at me. I will instead support after things get spotted. So the M12 gets spotted. I put 1 shot in. We're aiming for our second. He aims and destroys a tank that spotted him. We take a second shot, and I wanted to get that 3rd shot in, but no, unable to do so. And he retreats back underneath the side of that little crevice or the hill there, so he gets down into that valley, and we lose line of sight. But the enemy still has all 3 of their tanks remaining. The EBR is on a sliver of health. 19 health left on that tank. We just need 1 more hit to take him out, but nobody can do it. The T-28 is taking damage. He's down to 900 hit points, but that is a very dangerous tank. If it can sit and back itself into a corner, it's really tough to deal with, because if you can't get its flanks or its back, then the armor is really good, the gun's really dangerous, it doesn't have a turret, but if it doesn't need to turn, then it's a tough nut to crack. So I am going to try to shift and change locations. Going straight to the enemy base towards the artillery is not going to work. Both of those tanks, the light tank and the tank destroyer, would have shots on me as I advanced, and also I know the artillery was kind of looking that way, so he would have shots there too if I got spotted. So instead, I'm going to try and again support. So I'm going down the frozen riverbed here. I'm going to pop up halfway through the town and then try and again pile on, right? I want to be 1 more gun when there's 3 shooting at the enemy all at once, rather than go in by myself where anything that hits me is going to kill me. So you can see the enemy was doing a very good job at whittling down our numbers. It was what, 9-3? They got it down to 6-3. Finally, we get the kill on the tank destroyer. So now it's 5-2, but you can see 2 of our tanks are the artillery. So if the light tank is able to take me out and I'm a 1-shot, then all he really has to do is take out the medium or the tank destroyer, and the tank destroyer might be a little slower, and he's definitely going to farm up our artillery. So this battle is not over yet. It seemed like it should have been a long time ago, but the enemy, the last couple remaining tanks, put up a heck of a fight and some really nice resistance to turn this into a nail biter. Like, I am worried right now. I don't want my tank to die, because I feel like if I do, there's a less than a non-zero chance that our team ends up losing what should have been an easy win. Thankfully, there we go. We get the T-20 on our team gets a spot on the artillery. Shot comes in from the friendly artillery to take it out. Some nice counter battery work going on there. And now it's 5 tanks just against the light tank. Again, no sure thing, because we don't have any light tanks. He can probably outspot all of us. So we are not going to chase a light tank in the TNH 105-1000. It's too fast, it's too maneuverable, and we are kind of slow and plodding. And again, if he gets this first spot, he gets the first shot, and then we would probably die. So we creep up into the base. Thank you to the tank destroyer on my team there, the M56, pushes me into position up over the hill, and we're just going to try and cap this out and make him come to us. There's 2, now 3 of us in the base. So if he comes and sees us, we'll have 3 guns to try and shoot back at him. And then at the last second here, I think right about now, we did see the light tank pop up in the vicinity of our base near our artillery. He went to go and try and farm some damage and did not try and stop the cap circle. So we do secure the base capture and the win there in what was an interesting battle and how it played out. Looked good, solid gameplay early on, securing some kills, tanking some damage, using our armor effectively. A nice push there, and then all of a sudden things fell apart. We took hits from multiple sides. The artillery was zoomed in on us. Lots of damage coming in from different sources, and our hit points slowly or quickly went away. And the advantage that we had was large, but slowly started to get whittled down until we got to the point where we were slightly worried that this could turn into a loss. Thankfully, not the case. Our allies really dug in and got those last couple of kills and set us up for the win. And we can see that is an MVP performance in this tank. 2 kills, 3,949 damage, and 1,857 base XP. That is a really nice XP total, especially for a tank like this, not really typically thought of as a special or meta tank. Taking a look at the detailed results, we can see 52,000 silver earned in this battle with a premium account. This tank can be a moneymaker. We're in a tier 8. It's not a premium, but tier 8 tanks, as long as you're, not firing premium rounds and doing some good damage, you can certainly earn some silver. There probably is a booster in there that feels a little bit high, but possibly a legit result there. 22,000 if we weren't running the premium account. That feels about right. This is a good game. 2 kills, 3,949 damage, just shy of 4K. Another 1,340 assistance on top of that, and over 1,000 damage blocked. Again, the whole package. Direct damage, assistance damage, blocked damage. This tank was just jack of all trades and really, really performed well, which it can do when it's top tier. Taking a look at the medal page, this was an ace tanker, which is what we would have expected for over 1,800 in terms of XP. Really nice to secure that ace tanker, my first one in this tank, to go along with a couple of other medals. The Hand of God, I think, for taking direct damage from 4 tanks and surviving the battle, and the Steel Wall for over 1,000 points of blocked damage. Again, a nice battle. Not a ton of medals, but the one that we really wanted there was the ace tanker. Nice to get it. Taking a look at the team statistic page, we are going to give a shout out to Donnie170 in the OHO, putting up just over 3,000 damage and also 1,700 assistance damage in that tank. Boy, that's a lot of assistance damage for that's a Chinese or Japanese heavy tank. I'm guessing that was tracking damage. You're probably not spotting a ton in that tank, but maybe this is a close quarters map, so maybe they were just right up front and they got the spotting damage with people behind them. But I would think that that was some kind of tracking damage that they were doing there. But shout out to them. Great game in the OHO there. Almost as much damage as I did, a little bit shy of our total. And as we can see, once again, 1,857 base XP, 2 kills, 3,949 damage on top, and then 1,340 assistance to go along with it. Well over 5K combined in this game, and that was a great result in the TNH 105-1000 on the new map of Severogorsk here in World of Tanks. So that is going to wrap this one up. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.